we really have built a product where no other carrier today does what we do as far as ease of doing business. And our growth really has been fabulous on this product.
We've got Aaron Young here from Wellabe. Been in the industry. He's got a tremendous story about his background, what he's been through, what he's built on his own, and then now as he'll talk about his second career he's got here with Wellabe. But he's going to cover their complete final expense and product breakdown, learn more about the company, but as well as they have an industry-leading, game-changing incentive plan for agents and why we all should be looking at their company for a place where we can start to put more business. So without further ado, how you doing today, Aaron?
I'm doing great, Grady. Thanks for the opportunity to be here. Let me introduce myself to everyone. You might hear a little bit different passion from me about life insurance, final expense, what I do. Been a lot of carrier reps. I'm actually vice president of the Wellabe Corporation. And I run the final expense and annuity division for Wellabe. My background started when I was 18 years old, Grady. Got in the insurance business 3 days after I graduated from high school. Started answering phones for customer care, and throughout the first few years, realized that being what I would call a home office person was not where I needed to be. It was just because as distribution would come into the home office, I kept saying, "Hey, I want to drive a car like them. I want to live like them. I see the 1099s like them." And after I felt like I hit the top of the glass at a very young age, being a vice president of a company called Pioneer Financial Services, I came home one day and told my wife that we were going to start our own insurance agency, and it actually was a fold-up desk when the phone plugged into the wall with a stack of leads, and went to work, smiling, dialing, setting appointments. Quickly realized that I could do this business pretty well and started recruiting people. From there, I built a very nice business practice, and with about 700 people in my downline, full-time career agents. Back in the day when I made everybody wear a suit and a tie to show up, and built a really nice business, and retired from that. Took a few years off and realized that all my friends that I wanted to do things with, they weren't retired. So I got back into this business, joined Wellabe about 4 years ago to take the life insurance product that they have and turn it into something what I would call a game changer. We really have built a product where no other carrier today does what we do as far as ease of doing business. And our growth really has been fabulous on this product. So what I'd like to do is give you a little bit of history about Wellabe, because at the end, when you sit down and talk with someone, you need to be able to explain to them who this insurance company is. So we are Wellabe. I'm going to share my screen. I guess I have permission to do that.
Sure.
Share my screen here. Share slideshow.
I wore my Wellabe yellow for you today too.
Yeah, I love it. I saw that. So you should be able to see that, I hope.
Yeah, looks perfect,
Okay.
man.
So Wellabe, in June of this last year, we changed from Great Western Insurance Company to the brand Wellabe. Now, the history behind that is Great Western Insurance Company was owned by American Enterprise Group, which has really no definition in the marketplace. A lot of people would get us, confused with Enterprise Car or, something American. And so we own multiple insurance companies at that level. And so what we did is we took a house of brands like American Republic Life Insurance Company, Medico, Great Western, and we blended them all together. And we're in a journey to become the Wellabe company. And what that means, Wellabe, is we will always be there. And then from that, be well prepared, be well as far as health. We have a health insurance side with those things. So that's kind of the play on our name as Wellabe the company. You'll see on all of our material, there's a lock in there so people know who Great Western Insurance Company is so that you don't get lost. The company itself, Wellabe, previously known as American Enterprise Group, was started in 1929. So we have a tremendous amount of experience covering millions of people since 1929. We are an A-rated AM Best company. So A means you're the best paper you can write on, financially secure. You're not looking over your shoulder to say, hey, is this company going to be in business? To me, that's always important when you sit down across the kitchen table. You need to know that you're writing a good carrier that has, the ability to pay the claim, because that's what you're really selling, is the ability to pay that claim when it is needed. So what we did, getting into the product, by the way, we have the chat box down there and the Q&A box. We can ask questions as we go through this product line. So what Great Western and Wellabe has done is taken the 3 products that you need when selling final expense and put them all on one application. Okay, so when you're selling final expense life insurance, you're going to have a lead, right? But you do not know their health. So you could meet somebody that's in really good health, right? So their health with premium would allow them to have what we call first day coverage product. Okay, they would be able to qualify for that. But if they had some health conditions or multiple health conditions, they may not be able to qualify for first day coverage. They would typically, you'd have to go out and write them a graded death benefit. And what that basically means is that benefit would be paid like 30% of the face amount would be paid the first year, 70% of the face amount would be paid the second year, and then 100% would be paid for the rest of the life after the policy was more than 24 months old. And then you're going to meet people that have waited just too long to buy life insurance. And that's where you need to have a guaranteed issue product in your portfolio. And so what we created is really a one-stop shop for the agent to come to Wellabe and with one application have 3 different products on it, and then have access to instant underwriting. So while you're with the client, talking with the client, we're underwriting that client, and with 118 seconds, a little less than 3 minutes, we would issue what they qualified for while you're sitting with the client. Okay, so I think about if you're brand new to this business, right? You're thinking, I need to get an appointment. I saw the first thing on your screen was we're having, we're dialing together. This business all starts with the phone, right? So as new people come on board, man, that phone is could be a killer. If they don't have someone to be with them, you're not going to die from this. Just get on there and dial the phone and do what you're told. Follow your script, set the appointment, right? Once you do that, then your next thing would be is get across the threshold of the house, right? So as a new person, you're worrying about all these things that have to occur before you make a presentation. And so getting that person to sit down and talk with you, like you, trust you, okay? You got to know where you're going when you start doing a needs analysis or however you're presenting your product to the client to discover if they do need life insurance, okay? So going through all those things, I call those are all breakage points in the sales process. The last thing that you need to worry about is having to memorize or know 3 different carriers. Think about their height and weight chart. Think about their prescription drug list that they do not take, right? What you really want to do is sit down and present life insurance and know that you have in your kit a company that is A-rated, been around since 1929, okay, and has 3 products on one app. And as you ask the health questions on the application, they're underwriting it. And no matter what, you're going to give that person insurance today, okay? You're going to give them insurance. You can actually sit in front of your clients, or if you're selling telephonically, and tell your clients, don't worry, I've got you covered. It depends on what your health is and what you can afford on a monthly basis, okay? So you brought up something, we said telephonic there, it made my mind click. We too also have text messaging signature, okay? So we back up all of the product with then ease of doing business with Great Western. So 3 products on one application, instant underwriting to allow you to give your policyholder coverage right on the spot. I also think about not just new agents, okay, having that issue, but if you sat down across the kitchen table and you had a husband and wife, thinking about how to figure out what their health is, discovering one's healthy, one's not healthy, trying to discover what carrier do I put them with so that they don't get confused in the sales process around, hey, 2 different drafts from 2 different companies. Oh, you get them too confused? What they say to you is, I need to think about it. They don't tell you, it's too confusing, you confuse me. They just say, you got a card, right? We don't want that breakage. We want to be able to know that I've got them healthy or not healthy or semi-healthy. We've got you covered here at Wellabe. So the details of these plans is obviously first day coverage means that they have good health. And if they were to die, the day that this policy was issued, we would pay the claim out for them, okay? So if they can answer all the questions no on our application, then they can qualify for first day coverage. We also give them with that first day coverage what we call an accelerated death benefit rider. Now what this means is they can get up to 90%, yes, 90% of their death benefit if they were to become terminally ill, okay? The one I like the best with this rider is if they become chronically ill. Most Americans have not planned for chronic illness, or if they have a plan for chronic illness by buying a long-term care policy, it has a 6-month waiting period for their deductible in time, right? That means most of them that have that coverage, they need somewhere to get money fast if they were to need some type of extended chronic care, right? And here's a life insurance policy that now becomes more than just a death benefit. It actually becomes part of their planning for end of life, where they could get up to 90% of their policy with if they needed assistance with activities of daily living. That's 2 activities of daily living. So eating, bathing, dressing, getting in and out of bed, they all go together. Okay, they can have access to that benefit. Also, if you qualify for the first aid coverage, they can purchase for a very pennies on the dollar an accidental death benefit rider. And what that rider does is if they were to die due to an accidental death versus sickness, it doubles the face amount. So our coverage is from goes all the way up to $40,000. What that would do is, if they bought that rider, they could have an $80,000 final expense policy with Wellabe. Now, the graded product, like I said before, this is where you have some health issues. You know, you have COPD, you have diabetical issues, those types of things. You could qualify for a policy that would pay 30% of the benefit out the first year, and then 70% the second year. And then after that's 100%. What this product does is it means that if they can't qualify for first aid coverage, you don't always have to take them to guaranteed issue to get them covered. What this also means is they have a death benefit their first year. And the fact is that the premium is drastically more affordable than going all the way to guaranteed issue, okay? But just in the case where your client just got out of the hospital with a heart attack, just got diagnosed with cancer, okay? This guaranteed issue policy, if they live 2 years, will pay the full death benefit to their beneficiaries, okay? However, if they were to pass away in that first 2 years, what we would do is refund all the premium, so it didn't cost them anything, and then we would also add 10% interest on that premium refund. So it's a win-win situation for your client to have coverage, because, you know, the other thought process is, well, I can't have first aid coverage or a graded plan. Well, then I'll just take that $100 a month and put it in the bank account. Okay. Well, you know, today you can get 5% interest at the bank. Okay, if you put $1,000 in for a startup, right? But when we're talking to people that, you know, are normal mom and pop, they don't have that kind of money, so they're not getting interest, you know, on their $100 they're trying to save. If you know, they'll probably get a small amount today. But with this benefit, it refunds all the premium plus 10% to them. So it's a nice conversation around the fact is that you're not going to pay for it, and your family will get 10%. But if for some reason you do live 2 years, then your $20,000 policy is paid out, right? So each of these products have what we call a grandchild rider on it. This rider costs $1 per month. So again, this is a way of creating more than just a life insurance policy for their beneficiary. Here's a way that they can cover their grandchildren, and we don't care how many grandchildren they put on that rider. So if they have 10 grandchildren, they put all 10 of those grandchildren on that rider. It costs them $1. Okay. What the payout is that if any of those 10 children pass away, okay, we pay a one-time benefit of $2,500 on the first death of that dependent child or grandchild. All right. Now I get a lot of questions around that. So it's $1 and you can put 10, as many grandchildren on there. If one of them dies, that child or grandchild gets the $2,500. So it's a one-time payout of $2,500. So
The grandparent gets it.
the grandparent, whoever they make the beneficiary of that, of that. So typically the policyholder gets, yeah, the $2,500.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, I hate to say this, when I was young and I had kids, I didn't run around and put life insurance on them. Probably because they just didn't think about it, right? But here it is. So what this does is it makes the product sticky, because now they look at it as, hey, I got $2,500 worth of coverage for my grandkid on there. So, where do we not sell Great Western? So the states that we do not sell in is Alaska, Hawaii, New York, and the state of Washington. The state of California has not yet approved our new product. They take a little bit more time than all the other states. But we do have our guaranteed issue product there today. And then the rest of the states we do business in.
Awesome.
Some things about us is that we do have a quick quoting tool that you can download it on your application. It doesn't require a username or a password. So technology is on your side to do a quick quote simply by going to this URL. So once you get appointed, all these things are provided to you, but you can just simply save this quickquote.myenroller.com on your screen. Simply hit the button and go in and quote all 3 products all at one time within seconds of having that. So you don't have to go try to log in somewhere to get to that. Our enrollment tool, I would say, is one of the easiest in the industry. First of all, it works on any device. So your desktop, your laptop, your tablet, your phone. Write insurance at a party. Anywhere you can get access to the internet, you can write it. So any type of device works with our quoting tool called My Enroller. Things that make us unique in the fact that enroller has access to instant underwriting. Meaning the fact is while you're answering questions, if you were to answer a question yes in the first part of the application, we already know at that point in time it's a guaranteed issue. We just take you to tell them you qualify for the guaranteed issue. Okay, so like the first 10 questions are all about guaranteed issue. The next 3 questions have to do with the graded product. If you answered them all no, you simply hit submit to us, and we instantly underwrite that to make sure that they are telling the truth. We do not ask for you to complete height and weight. So you never have to ask anybody, hey, how fat are you? You know, that could be embarrassing sometimes. We don't care what the answer is to that. We do not require you to go get the shoebox full of prescriptions out and put them into your laptop and ask them, hey, when did you start taking that? You know, all those questions. Who's the doctor? Which, you know, that's long. And sometimes people don't want to tell you all about all the prescriptions that they are taking. I mean, it's just a personal thing. Again, Grady, I call that the breakage area, where people just say, hey, I've had enough. You're asking me too many in-depth questions. With Great Western, we do that underwriting through a minimum IntelliScript. If we have technology that goes out, we know what's been prescribed. We know if they're refilling it and using it. We don't have to have the agent do that for us. Okay. Some other unique things that we do is we take credit cards, anything with a Visa or MasterCard on it. We also take debit cards. Again, anything with a Visa or MasterCard on it, including Express Pay government cards, where people have their Social Security deposited on a debit card. These are people that you really, when you're working with them, you need to make sure you've got an affordable rate, because they have they have a history of having issues with their bank. That's why the banks won't do business with them. That's why their money has to go to a debit card. But we take those people. I would just highly, when they're saying I can pay with my debit card, you say yes, and it says Express Pay on it. You'll just need to make sure that you can't afford $50 a month for the rest of your life. Okay, because that's an economic kind of indicator there when you're field underwriting. Okay, there are 3 ways that you can sign the application. You can sign it if you're selling in person across the kitchen table. Okay, you could sign it via email. Okay, and you can sign it via text. So our whole enrollment tool is set up for telephonic sales.
Cool.
Okay, so it really makes it, again, easy to do business. We just recently added bank validation. Okay, what this means to you as an agent is that people give you a bank number, and let's say you fat finger it and don't put the right account number in. Okay, or that bank account has no money in it and is suspended, or has an NSF history that puts them on a warning list. We validate that before you submit that application to us. So you're not doing a whole bunch of work and then not getting that first month's premium because the account is wrong, or those types of things. So we do that because that's just a very complicated process. I mean, if you haven't sold yet, you'll look at a bank or a check, and sometimes they have the routing number on one side and the bank account on the other, and then the check number is on there, and people just get it wrong. And what we've done is that we're going to validate that for you and make sure that that's a valid bank account.
Awesome.
So, again, signature options. We also today have a voice authorization. We're going to kind of weed that out. We just recently brought in the text message. We know that you don't want to read 10 bullet points versus getting a 6-digit code.
Sure.
You'll figure that out real fast. Oh, I don't want to go there. Other things that we do is all of our marketing material are both in English and in Spanish. You are not required to give us a Social Security number, so we are not afraid of foreign nationals. Okay, so if you are living in Texas and you're living in states, border states, and those types of things, you have a population that's becoming Americans. They don't always have a Social Security number. We do not require that to write business with us. And then, again, all the marketing materials. We also provide, Facebook banners. We know that social media is a good way to have people find you. And so what we've done is put together on our website, really months and months of social media ads for both LinkedIn and Facebook. We understand, search criteria. Relative search criteria means you need to have fresh things going on, and why not have your insurance partner provide that for you, and then it links it right back to you, et cetera, et cetera. So working with you to get business in the door. Commissions, yes, we pay commissions. We pay commissions very quickly. Remember I said this policy issues in 118 seconds, okay? Well, the way we pay commissions is that when that policy gets issued, we release the commission to be paid to you, okay?
Oh.
So we feel comfortable doing that because of bank validation, credit card validation, okay? And so with that, we also pay on issue to the agent. So just think about it. You're out working, you are trying to get into this business, you're recruiting maybe people into this business, you're teaching them, but at the end of the day, most people say in their minds, I need to make a sale. I need to make a sale for my confidence. I need to make a sale to put gas in the car to go to my next appointment. What carrier am I going to use? My thought, Grady, is Wellabe. I mean, if I get an appointment and sit down in front of them, they're going to issue a policy while I'm with them, and I'm going to give them a policy number. They're gonna have confidence in me as the agent that I issued them coverage and they're covered today. Okay, and then at the end of that is, hey, I just sold $100 premium per month, $1,200 a year, and I just got paid. I got banked. I'm gonna go home. My wife's gonna look me in the face and say, how'd it go today? And I'm gonna say, hey, I sold something, and the money, you know, depending on how Grady we set you guys up, or I think we pay you all daily. I know we do. The money's in the bank, right?
Awesome.
So win working with Wellabe. That earned or advanced commissions, I'd say talk to your upline on that. So all this works really well when I talk about it, but I think where the rubber meets the road is the ability to have good customer resources, the ability to have people answer your call when you call and have a problem, okay? And so we've created customer apps so they can communicate with us without calling our 800 number. And you know, sometimes people call 800 number all at one time, okay? Especially after holidays and those things, right? And I just need an answer, or I just need to change something. As our senior population, you know, people that are 70 today have had email addresses, use an Apple phone, use a, you know, Android phone, use apps all the time. We are meeting them with the ability to communicate with us without having to call us. And then as over time, as we, you know, maybe one day I get there and I start getting gray hair, you know, I'm gonna be able to use an app with Wellabe. So technology is part of our answer to service, in addition to the fact that you know, pick up the phone and call us. All of our customer service is based in America. All of our customer service are employees of Wellabe. It's not an outsourced, hey, call these people. They'll have a general idea about things, but they can't dig in and answer a question. That is not what we provide. So taking it, and the fact is that we have a streamlined application with 3 products on one app. We back that up with the fact is our average claim payment for settling a life insurance claim is 5 days. Industry standard is about 30.
Great.
So if you had to deliver, you know, what changed my life was the day that I had been selling term life insurance, first started out selling health insurance, sold a term policy, and my client died. And I got to deliver, back in the day, we delivered the checks, okay? She cried, I cried, but I knew at that point in time, I wasn't just hawking, you know, insurance and putting commission in my bank. I was changing people's lives because my client had children as well, and they weren't disrupted with their husband gone. He was self-employed, you know. So you're really in the business to where if you have a client pass away, you're changing lives, definitely. I gave you a lot of information, and I apologize for the fire hose process.
Oh, this is great. We got a big
Yeah, but
group, and so a lot of
really
this
great.
parallels other companies, but I like how well you guys have it all bundled together. The app is a very clever idea. 3 products on one app. Everybody likes getting paid daily. Being totally honest, I saw you guys do 40 to 80 on the guaranteed issue. And having just turned 40, it's nice to know that if I got really sick, I could still get a policy with you. And so it's you got a lot of things going for it. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of notes, no build chart, no scripts need to be entered. It takes credit card and direct express, text signature, same day commissions, English and Spanish, no social security needed. So does that mean you guys take the ITIN or you just go based on their name?
We don't even require the ITIN number.
Okay, just
So we go through a company called Clear. So I make sure that they're a real person. Okay. And Clear, what that does is adds up their name with their address and their 4 previous addresses. Okay. And then it starts breaking down like, is it their phone number? Are all these things matching each other? So we use a process called Clear.
that's awesome.
Someone asked, what if someone has AIDS? They would go on the guaranteed issue product. So, and that was anonymous attendee that asked that.
10% better in the banks, guys. Betty, you can put away $100 in the mattress, but it's not going to pay you 10%.
So there was a question about no social security number. What about a brain cancer in a 43-year-old female? Guaranteed remission. The question would be in remission for how long? There is a question through the first part of the application that asks around, have you had internal cancer in the last 2 years, right? So this person with remission, depending on how long it was, could end up qualifying for a graded product, but always have the guaranteed issue out there for them. And that was Regina that asked that question. So, and the rest of it was about IT. Any other questions?
I want to know about this industry leading incentive
Let's
program.
jump on that. Let's do it. Let me close this out. So we are a company that is okay. I'm just popping up the I want to pop up the incentive program. I have to change the screen. So here we go. You see that?
Yeah.
So we are a company that wants quality business. What I mean by quality business is business that stays on the books, meaning that you sold it right. And I'm going to define that by saying when you sell a whole life product, like our final expense, what that whole life word means is that the premiums never go up, the benefits never go down, but you will pay that premium your whole life until you pass away or until you get to age 120. Okay. So the concept is making sure that those people can afford that premium for their rest of their life. Now, when you sell somebody, typically they want the most face amount. And that's how most agents start off. One of the things that we have within our application tool, Grady, is you can actually solve for premium, not solve for face amount. You might sit down and think, well, I'm going to give them a $10,000 quote, I'm going to give them a $15,000 quote, and I'm going to give them a $20,000, right?
Sure.
And then they're going to have to look at that number and go to you as the agent and say, I can't afford it. Or, I need to think about it, is what you probably will hear. No, because nobody's going to tell you they can't afford it, right? That'd be like, I'm not telling you that. That's again, right? So start the conversation off around, so what did you have in mind for your budget? And understand that the policy or product I'm talking about, the premiums will never go up. So this is something that can you fit in your budget? every month, afforded every month, so that you are securing this benefit for your wife or your children, or pay your final expenses, right?
Yeah.
And so we actually have that available, and it quotes it across all three products. Meaning, hey, I can afford $100 a month. Okay, so with this $100 a month, let me ask you a few questions, okay? And I'll tell you what $100 a month with your health will qualify you for the product. Make sure that you're selling something that they can do, because if they buy something and they can only afford the premium, you know, if everything comes together and they have no flat tires, or the kids, you know, they don't need to give some money to a kid or whatever, you oversell them, you'll get paid, and then it'll lapse, and then you get charged back, okay?
Yeah.
So what we decided to do this year is, for those agents that will write quality business, okay, that stays on the books, that builds residual income, our goal is to pay you like no other carrier that does that. So when you look at this, if you write 5 applications with you, you will bank. Now, this is between January 1st and June 30th. So you're building a payday in July. So you're building bank. So you write 5 applications, you'll bank $150. If you write another 5 applications, we will then put another $200 in that bank, bringing your bank to $350, right? And then from that, if you write 15 applications, we just keep growing those dollars. There's $8,000 for 6 months sitting there in extra income for you, okay? As long as you write 45% of your business comes in first day coverage or greater. That's one criteria there. And that you achieve a 65% taken rate. So that 65% of your customers that you submit to us actually keep the policy, okay? During this 6-month period. Everybody follows me.
Yeah.
6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10 actually keep what you sold to them, all right? I think that's an easy number to hit if you're paying attention.
Industry average is 71, right? So you're giving them 6 bonus points.
Yeah, 6 bonus points on top of a very nice compensation package, right?
Okay.
And then if you were and also you have to have a below 20% lapse within the first 91 days. Again, keeping the business on the books for 91 days. I mean, they made 3 payments on it. So that's another criteria. Again, that's all based around quality. However, if you hit what you should do, okay, which is 80% of the people that you sell, if you're selling them and paying attention to what you're selling them and they can afford it, that you're having that conversation, not just hitting and then leaving, right? But working that client and making sure that they can afford it. You should expect 80% of those people that you sell, 8 out of 10 of those people that you sell should keep the business on the book.
100%.
If that happens, we take this whole bonus program, okay, incentive program, and we just double it for you. So now we give you 12% more commission for really going out and doing what you should do if you're going to make it in this business. Because today, you know, I still get residual income, and I haven't sold insurance for 10 years. That's what this business is about. I know you get good, quick money and get paid, but this is also a business where you keep customers on the books, and quite frankly, you'll get paid on them every month for the rest of those people's lives. I'm getting renewals on people. Quite frankly, I stopped writing business for 10 years, building my business. But I would, if a client came to me, I'd say, hey, just go write it. You know, you here, have one of my agents go write it. I'm running the business. I'm buying leads. I'm, you know, managing stuff, right? I still get residual. These people have been paying me for, you know, 10, 15 years. It's a game changer. It's a life changer.
Yeah.
To accumulate and build in this business, because everywhere people that make it good money and have security, you're looking for a business that gives you residual income, so you don't have to work every day to get paid. And that's what we're trying to promote with this incentive program, Brady. So
Awesome. It's awesome. No, it's very clever. It's just it's a very simple way to do it. Put more business with Wellabe, grow your total pool, get it growing, keep the business on the books, and get double. So I mean,
right.
Everybody should be trying to double. I mean, that makes nothing but sense. So I mean, this was awesome, Aaron. Any final thoughts you've got for us to send us up on our way? I'm going to kind of surprise this. Is it okay if I share the PowerPoint from before?
Oh, absolutely. I sent that to you all, and
I'll distribute that out. And overall, very cool. We'll look forward to putting more business with you guys.
So there was a question from looks like Sonia. What happened to those people that are foreign nationals that buy a life insurance policy from us, and let's say they go home, right? I'm trying to read through that question. Do they need to pass away in the United States? And the answer is no. As of today, the American greenback dollar is the dominant money, and you know, as long as we have a death certificate certified, we're paying them if they're back home on vacation in some foreign country. We're paying that claim.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, hey,
for the family,
nice
not so
meeting
much
you.
for the guy on vacation. So, well, appreciate it, Aaron. Thank you so much, and looking forward to more business and a future with Wellabe as we continue to grow this relationship. Thank you for all you shared, and excited for the future.
Yes, sir. Hey, and if you are not contracted with us and you have a piece of business to write, Grady, just submit the contracting like you normally do, right?
Is that through?
And send me an email.
Okay. Oh.
And I'll expedite it for you. Okay.
Yeah, I believe, right, guys, you can request it in HCMS. Talk to your contracting manager if you don't have it currently. But as you can see from today, it seems like a great product. A lot of good incentives, a lot of ease for the agent, which we love in this virtual way where we're trying to spend more time on client care than less time having to sift through the apps. So it's appreciate you guys making it so easy on us and to have so many different options. So Aaron, appreciate your time, brother. Guys, have a great day. Aaron, appreciate you again. Looking forward to more trainings in the future, guys. So thank you very much, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.